Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This block is called Floating 4-Patch. It finishes at 12 inches. There are several things you're going to love about this. For one thing, you don't have to match any points on the outside. It looks like it in the picture, but they're going to float. This 4-patch is going to float inside this square, and they're on point. So you can use jelly roll scraps, you can cut up charm squares to make the corner triangles, you can cut up layer cakes, you can use up all kinds of leftover pre-cuts that you have laying around, or you can just use yardage. In the sample block, I matched up the 4 patches, so the 4 patches have 2 of the same fabric. In the demo I'm going to do, I've just completely mixed up all of the 4 patches. Each of the 4 patches in my block have a different fabric. So you can mix them up or match them. And you can also mix up these 4 corner triangles. I'm going to make mine the same just because it's faster and easier for me. But if I were to do a big quilt like this, I would just cut these from charm squares or whatever I have and just mix those up totally too. Just do lights and darks. The A patch is the small square and the B patch is the triangle on the outside. This is a 2x2 grid, so there's 2 units across and 2 units down. Each unit is the same, and it's this 4-patch on point. Here's what they look like block to block. I started putting this note on my instructions. Whenever I say sew a 1/4 inch, it's always going to be a scant 1/4 inch. I used to only sew a scant 1/4 inch when I was working with triangles, but now I find myself sewing the scant 1/4 inch every time. And a scant 1/4 inch is just slightly smaller than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. It gives you extra fabric there when you press it. Press the fabric to the other direction. I always recommend to make a test block or a test unit before you go cutting up everything. Okay? Now we move on to the cutting. I've laid out 2 different cutting instructions. This is for the coordinated look, and that's what this block is, where there are 2 fabrics in the 4-patch and 1 fabric for the background, but all different fabrics for each unit in the block. So for the coordinated look, we're going to choose 12 assorted fabrics. If there are 3 fabrics here and 3 in each block, that's 12 different fabrics. Sort them into 4 stacks of 3. So it'll be 4 stacks, 1 stack for each of these units. You'll have 2 fabrics for the 4-patch and 1 fabric for the background patch, and then you'll have 4 stacks like that. For patch A, the 4-patch unit, you can cut patches or you can do strip piecing. For patches, cut 2 2.5 inch squares from each of the patch A fabric. So whatever you've chosen for the 4 patches, you'll need to cut 2 from each fabric. Or if you're going to strip piece from each of the patch A fabric, cut 1 strip 2.5 inches times 5 inches. We'll sew the 2 strips together and cut 2 2.5 inch segments. So it's just strip piecing instead of doing the patches. Because for me, I had some pieces already sewn and I had pieces of strips left, and I could use those pieces of strips. For patch B, you're going to cut 2 5-inch squares from each patch B fabric. That's the fabric in the background here, or we can call those the triangles in each corner. We're going to cut each in half once diagonally for a total of 16 patches. Okay, let me show you what a patch is. You cut 2 5-inch squares. You cut this square in half diagonally once and you get 2 patches. So if you cut 2 squares from each patch B fabric, that's 2, 4, 6, 8 squares total, because you have 2 for this one, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. And if you cut all those 8 in half, then you'll get 16 patches. Now for the scrappy look, you just cut squares and you cut some in half. So patch A, you need 16 2.5 inch squares. I just went in my scrap bin, found my 2.5 inch squares and just counted off 16. And for patch B, we need 8 5-inch squares. So these are your charm squares if you have some. If you have layer cakes, you can cut those into 4 charm squares and use those. So from the 8 squares, you're going to cut each in half once diagonally for 16 patches. Same thing as you did up here. You'll have 8 squares, cut each in half, you'll have 16 patches. Here are the AccuQuilt dies you can use to cut this. And then here are the steps we're going to take, and we're just going to go through the steps. All right, here are my 4 different 5-inch squares, and I've cut them all in half diagonally. So I have 4 of each, and these 4 are the 4 different units. Okay, now I have 16 of these 2.5-inch squares. The first thing we're going to do is take all these squares, or if you're doing strip piecing, just make 4 4-patch units. So here's the beginning of one, and I'll just take something else and say put this here and this here and sew that together for a 4-patch. And we're going to have 4 4-patch units. I've got my 4 patches done, and I paired up my corner triangles with each one. So let's just take one and work with it. This is going to be our square on point that we've pieced many times. We'll take this piece, one of these, now this is a charm square, a 5-inch square, cut in half once on the diagonal. We're going to lay it on top of here. We don't need to trim off any points or anything. We're going to line up the top and the point of this triangle. We want to be even with this seam. So let's move it over a little bit. Then you're just going to stitch 1/4 of an inch and do the same thing on this side. Once you stitch this, flip it up so you can place this and use the seam line as your guide. So do those 2. Here's what it looks like stitched. See, I didn't go all the way across, and this one is the same way. Let's flip this over. And you can see I just stitched where the 4-patch unit was. Before we press, and we're going to leave it folded like this, use your ruler and line it up with the edge of this 4-patch unit, and then we're going to trim off these giant nubs. And do the same thing on this side. Now we'll press this. You can press it either to one side or you can press the seams open. And this is what it looks like, kind of an odd shape. I press the seams open. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. You'll match the top edge of your 4-patch, and then your point should be right on the seam line. And you should have a little angle here, a 90-degree angle, and that should be where your 1/4 inch is. So just sew a 1/4 of an inch on both sides. Do the same thing to this side. Now here's our block. It looks a little wonky, but that's okay because we're going to trim it down. I've got my 6.5-inch ruler, and I'll show you, if you don't have a 6.5-inch ruler, I'll show you how to do it without one. This ruler has white lines that go directly in the center of the ruler. So there's no markings at all. You can just use the white lines, and this is a 6.5-inch ruler. So what I'm going to do is just place the intersection of those lines right in the center of this 4-patch, and this diagonal line should match up. It does pretty good. And I'm just going to check to see, I have more space on this side than I do over here. So I'm going to just move it over a little bit and then check this one here, this line here, and this line. What you do is, it doesn't have to be exact or perfect. You just want it to be even on all sides. So I think I'm happy with that. And then we'll just trim it. And I should be using my rotating mat, but I never think about it, you know. Okay. So now we have our 1 unit, and if we zoom in here, you'll see that this is more than 1/4 of an inch. And so that means that this point is going to float. So are all of these other points. You don't have to match any points when you're sewing your blocks together or your units together. Now I'm going to go and finish the other 3 just like this, and then we'll put the block together. I forgot to tell you about, if you didn't have a square or 6.5 inch ruler, if you have a ruler that's exactly 6.5 inches wide, you can just put it on there. And that will give you this side. So you can make sure that those are right. And then you can trim it. This one has a 45-degree mark. You can use it along the seam line here. So I would trim this once you're happy with it, and then flip the ruler or flip the piece over and then do these other 2 sides when you're happy with those. And what I'm looking at mostly are the points, these outer points here. And I want the distance between the point and the edge of the fabric to be about the same on all 4 of these. For trimming this, if you don't have a 6.5 inch ruler, either a square or a rectangle, you can measure the middle and trim from there. So if it should be 6.5 inch trimmed, you need to measure 3¼ inches from the center out to the edge. So I'll just take this ruler and look at the 3¼ inch mark, and I'm laying it from this point through that point and this point. So I'm trying to line it up so it goes straight down the middle of this 4 patch. So I'll just show you, if I put my ruler down here like this, you can see it hits this point, the middle, and the bottom. That's what I want to line up on the 3¼ inch mark. So let's see. It's not going to be perfect, but it's close. So now I have my 3¼ on this half, so I'm going to trim this end. Now we'll flip this over and do it again. Put your 3¼ along this line from this point through the center to that point. And you want to make sure that it's fairly even over here. So if you have a marking on your ruler, or here I have the edge of the ruler, make sure that this line that you just cut is straight with a marking on the ruler, and cut there. Then do the same thing for the top and the bottom. 3¼ and make sure it's even here. Here's a line right here. Trim. And finally the last one, 3¼ and then measure, line up this one, and then line up a marking down here and cut. And there you have your other 6½ inch. My blocks are all done and I've laid them out. You can go this way and see how you like even the 4 patches inside, but I like them like this. So I'll stitch these 2 together, then these 2, press the seams, and then stitch the 2 rows together. When I take this to the sewing machine, I'll flip this over and put a pin here, because this tells me this is the side I want to stitch. I won't get confused once I get to the sewing machine. Now I'll put the block together and show you. And here is our block. I found it easier when doing these triangles on the outside to press the seam toward these triangles. It just seemed to lay better that way. So try that if you like it. See which way you like better. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.